This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Thank you so much for providing me with early access. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build video. And today I'm going to be creating this fairy tree house with the new Enchanted by Nature pack. And this is the thing I was thinking of most of the time that I wanted to build when I got the pack. Like, the first thing was a sunflower house, but the second thing was creating this fairy tree house, just because I knew that if you go on Pinterest, all you ever see when you type in anything to do with fairies, you just always see this really pretty, like, I know why they do it is so you can see the inside, but they always like cut out like these like tree house type of things. So what I would imagine is that these are the bases of the trees and these are the trunks, and they just cut it out so you can see what's going on. But I was like, but really and truly, if it's a fairy like tile style kind of place and everything like that, it's kind of cool to be able to have these like outward pieces and have the lines between inside and outside kind of blurred a little bit. So that's what I tried to create. I would say this is really pretty with like the lights and everything like that, and a lot of foliage, like a lot of foliage. But if you remove all of that, the shell is disgusting. The shell is absolutely horrible, and as I go through it, you're gonna see how much I'm fighting it because it just looks so disgusting. And I was like really considering to quit. I feel like I will make this thing again, but I was really considering to quit as I was doing it because I was just looking at the shell and I was thinking to myself, this does not look the nicest thing in the world, but it's okay. It's okay. I kind of like it. I kind of do. I do. No, I do. I uploaded it. I like it. So I made this on Wednesday, which was a very risky move because I was supposed to be doing a whole bunch of other things on Wednesday as well. But I made it on Wednesday because I knew in my heart that this is what I want to do. I have the energy for it. I don't think I'll have the energy to do it another day. And I was right. I don't have the energy to do it today. Today I want to make something a lot more simpler. So I was like, I need to that Wednesday has to be the day I create it. And it was risky because I had to be in Manchester the next day. Like, I had a lot of things going on. So, and if you are wondering, oh, but Manchester, is that like crazy far from you? It's like 3 hours. So, also speaking of Manchester, I hate cross country. I hate y'all. I hate you guys so much because it is just a whole fuss every single time I go on it. They always delayed me, and they delayed me to the point that I was stuck with like 3% on my phone for an hour in a station that I've never been in before. And it was just a whole process. So cross country, I hate you. You delay me every single time. You're like my least favorite railway network. I love Avanti. Avanti's good when it's not delayed. Avanti is absolutely lush. Especially when you go into London. It's absolutely lush. London Northwestern, if you're going for a short journey, is also kind of good. If you're going for a long journey, it feels like the most taxiing thing in the world. But yeah, and yeah, that's like, I'm sorry I'm talking about train companies, but one thing that was really eerie to me as I was on these trains, I forgot which train I was. I think on the way there, I might have been on Avanti. If you're thinking, what on earth? These are UK train companies. So yeah, when I was on Avanti, I was looking at the materials of the seating, and I was like, this looks a lot like 28 days later. Speaking of, I do have a 28 days later build. I had to push it all. I had to push like 3 builds that I was supposed to upload back just because this came out, and then obviously for relevancy I had to put this out first. But I do have a 28 days later build that I'm really excited for you guys to see. But as I was on the train, I was looking around and I was like, oh, feels like I'm in an accomplice. And the problem is as well is that when I got off at my town's railway station, right? I went like an obscure way to get to the top of the station, so there was barely anyone there. And my town is the type of town that if it is after 7 o'clock, everyone's like in their beds. They're either in the city next over or they're in the beds. And my town does look quite dated as well. So as I was going up the stairs, it was just empty, and I just was like, this is the perfect plot for, I'm sorry I'm popping the mic a lot, but I was like, this is the perfect plot for a zombie apocalypse. Like, you get off of the train and then all of a sudden you're in this crazy, your town is almost being like shut into this kind of devastating state. And I was thinking that all the possibilities are endless. What I was also doing was, I was on the train, I decided to do a bit of script writing. I think it was kind of good. I keep saying kind of, it was good. It was good that I wasn't able to access my phone, just because it forced me to actually start writing some parts of my book and start writing parts of my scripts. So if you don't know, I make like short films. I really want to be a director when I'm older. I am older. I need to stop forgetting I am 23. I am older. I am an aspiring director. I direct in my free time. So I decided I need to start putting off my short films, and I need to actually finish scripting them, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get funding, is if I continuously write and write and write. So as I was writing, it's it was really fun to be in the zone and to be on a train and to write. I don't know, it was just very peaceful, especially on, again, cross country, so you see a lot of farms and everything like that. It was like very peaceful. It was like the ultimate state to be in as a writer. And then as I was writing, someone sat next to me who also was like writing, I think, for an animation or something, and I kind of wanted to be a bit nosy and say, hey girlie, what are you doing? Maybe even like, hey, is there anything I could ever do for you? Like, do you ever need any writing? But then I was like, they're probably busy, off hours, they're probably like de-stressing right now. They probably had a long work day because it was quite late in the day. Well, it wasn't, it was like 5, but still. They probably were de-stressing from the day, trying to just like write up and finish it. I think the last thing they would have wanted from me is to network. So I left them be. I always hate situations like that, because it always feels like a missed opportunity, but then it's also like, I understand how stressful life can be sometimes, and then if someone just goes to you and says, hi, I just want to know about this and this, of course you would say and help them, because that's the nice thing to do. But I know how it can feel like you're on this constant treadmill and you thought you were slowing down, but all of a sudden you're ramping back up. And yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna leave her. But anyway, back to what's going on with this tree house. See how when you add a lot of green stuff, it starts to look somewhat better, because before the green stuff, it really did look like a whole kind of mess. It still does, but it looks like a good kind of mess. And I really like how the outside looks, especially when I start adding in all of the lights and everything I do. It just ends up creating this really very like vibe. I keep saying kind of, what is wrong with me? I really wanted, I didn't kind of want to, I wanted to. I wanted to create this really enchanted look, very different to my previous build. My previous build felt like almost like hidden away, like you can't from the onset tell like this is something to do with fairies. Maybe it's like very adventurous architecture, but I feel like my original look for the sunflower house wasn't necessarily fairies. But this time around, this fairy tree house, that is point blank fairies. Like, you cannot make this unless you are a fairy kind of vibes. So I thought a lot of the lighting and everything really added to that, and it was great and everything. I just actually saw a warning on my laptop telling me that the outside temperatures are very high currently. If you want to know, it is the 11th of July. It is going to be 30 degrees here in the United Kingdom. Like, I think I told you guys guys. No, I didn't. Wait, we haven't spoken in a long time. It's been a month. Let me catch you guys up. I watched a scene in Captain America Civil War, and I love Captain America Civil War because my favorite superheroes are in one section. Obviously, my all-time favorite superhero is Superman. I hate saying like favorite things a lot of the time because I'm scared like my favorite things will ever just come out and be like, oh, that's actually, we just found out like that's a really bad person, or like that's a really bad thing to like. But at this moment currently in time, my favorite superhero of all time has been Superman, and today it is the premiere, but I am not gonna watch it today because I've done the thing that I always hate myself for doing. I have consumed way too much Superman content before the release of the film. So it's ended up causing me to not actually want to watch the film. However, in my support of the film, I have to go and watch it this weekend so they can get the numbers. I know I'm just one person, but like I always say, even one person can change a lot of things and all of that. So I know it's like mega corporations and everything like that. It's not even that important, but for the actors themselves, I love the actors in it. So I just want to, watch it so they can make more. And I never want the Superman series to die. I really like the way the trailers look, and I really like how everything looks. And it's been a very long time since I've been this excited for a superhero film. So, well, actually, that's a big fat lie, isn't it? Because I did create an entire build inspired off of another superhero film earlier this year, and I've already watched 2 superhero films this year. So, actually, I'm a big fat liar. I am, but yeah, I'm really excited for Superman. But that was not the topic. The topic was, what was I talking about? Anyway, yes, I was talking about, I was watching Captain America Civil War because it has my favorite Marvel superhero characters within it. And as I was watching it, there's this one scene where they're running and they run really fast past the car. And I told my driving instructor, and my driving instructor told me that you're absolutely mad for trying to recreate that. But I was like, I don't care, I want to do it. Um, so I have had this idea in my head that I'm giving myself a year. I'm going to continue it after a year, but I'm giving myself at the start a year to basically learn how to run really, really, really fast in a short amount of time. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do within a year, which I feel like maybe if I really like concentrate, put my head down and work towards it, I can do a 5K in under 20 minutes. I feel like that is like the average for a lot of people who are like seasoned runners, but I am not. I did weights for a long time. I never run. Even in secondary school, I was not a runner. Even in primary school, I was like one of the slowest. I am not a runner. I can do sprints, so I can take you from 0 to 100 like really quick in the 100 meters, but I can't really do a lot of like long distance. I can't do a 5K in 20 minutes. So, but that is the aim of the goal. That is the aim of the goal. So that's what I've been doing at the moment. And I don't know why I started talking about running. Why did I start talking about? Oh yeah, because today I wanted to get back into it because I was so busy last week, so I couldn't do it. But now, as I look at it and I look at the weather, the last time I tried to run was last week on Monday when it was also really, really hot, and I came back home with a headache and I was sweating and it was awful, and it was just a horrible, horrible experience for me and everyone surrounding me because I was just sweating. Because as I'm talking to you right now, my laptop is generating heat. Even though I got it fixed at PC World, it still generates heat like nobody else. So it's just gonna be a whole process. It's gonna be a whole process. Anyway, before I continue, because this video will end soon, I just need to say I plugged it in at the very end last time, but I'm gonna plug it in right now. If you guys are buying the new pack, or you're buying any pack at all, I know I left it really, really late. That is my bad. I do now have an EA creator code, which is just EmeraldStories, and if you guys want to get anything, just put my code in. I'll get a 5% commission. But if you're like, nah, I'm not doing that, completely fine with me. I honestly do not mind at all. I'm just plugging it out there. But anyway, just to talk more about the build itself instead of my life, I have when I built this, as I told you, it was a whole mess. But one thing I have to say that's kind of disheartened me a little bit is that those flowers and those like foliage I put on top of the doors and stuff like that, those actually don't function on top of the doors. I had to go in and remove them from the doors and put them next to the doors to try and create that kind of green vibe inside the house, but they actually don't work on top of the doors. The Sims can't access any of the rooms when they're directly above the doors, which sucks because it looked really, really good. But I'll find my way around it. At the moment, I probably would have tried to use tool in order to sort it. I actually would have used tool a lot in this kind of build, but I can't use it at the moment because I'm waiting for it to update, and I'm waiting patiently because these modders don't need to be doing any of this kind of stuff for us. So I'm waiting patiently for that to update, but at the moment I cannot. This build, I feel like I talked a whole lot about it, but this build is really cute, especially at night. But I have to say, what really makes it is this lot. I really do like this lot, and I'll be using this lot quite a bit. Not at the moment, just because I'm trying to use up as much lots as I can. I'm thinking of doing for my next video, either I'm gonna do the burrow that everyone's been doing, or I'm gonna do a, what else was I thinking of doing? Or I'm gonna do like an eco-futuristic kind of fairy village, or I'm gonna do a true Irish Celtic inspired house, because I saw that a lot of simmers didn't feel as represented as they did within this new world that we got given. They didn't feel like there's enough representation, so I'm going to try and honor that. And I'm going to try, if you've got any good like suggestions of traditional Celtic houses, I think this is inspired by the Irish Celts, so if you've got any good like links to houses that I can look at and try and do my best to recreate them in the game, please put them down below. I'm just going to try and go off of Pinterest and Google at the moment. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but if you don't want to, that's also okay. I appreciate you staying this long and listening to all of my ramblers. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments, the more the merrier, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.